Have you ever felt like you have the absolute best product or you're the most skilled person in the room, but you're still not winning? You see other people, maybe with less substance, just crushing it, and it is so frustrating. Well, you are not alone. Today, we're going to unpack this hidden game that explains why just being the best often isn't enough to win. Man, this quote, it's such a painful truth for so many genuinely talented people out there. It really feels like the world rewards great marketing more than it rewards a great solution. So why on earth does this happen? And maybe more importantly, what can we do about it? Let's dive in. All right, first up, let's explore something called the honest person's paradox. This really gets to the heart of that frustrating feeling you get when you're focused on solving the real problem, but you still lose out to competitors who don't. Okay, think about a weight loss coach, a really good one. Their method is proven, it's effective, but it requires the hard truth: diet and exercise. Meanwhile, the market is just flooded with miracle pills that promise the exact same results with zero effort. We all know which one actually works, but let's be honest, we also know which one sells like crazy. The truly effective solution is often the much harder sell. And this brings us to what I think is a brilliant example: the locksmith's dilemma. Get this. An expert locksmith shows up, opens your lock in 1 second flat, and the customer feels totally ripped off, complains about the high price. Then you have the performer locksmith. He takes 30 minutes, huffing and puffing, acting like it's the hardest job in the world, and the customer's thrilled. They feel like they got their money's worth. He's literally rewarded for being less efficient. It seems completely backward, doesn't it? So this brings us to the most important question of all. Why does this happen? Why are we, as customers, often happier with the performance of value instead of just the efficient delivery of it? The answer to this is the key to winning the whole hidden game. And the answer lies in understanding a crucial difference: the difference between what a customer says they need and what they secretly want. So a need is the logical, stated problem. My door is locked, I need it opened. Simple. But the want is the hidden emotional driver. For the person who's locked out, the want isn't just an open door. It's the feeling that the price they're paying is fair and justified. For someone on a diet, the want might be to feel like they made a real honest effort, which takes away their guilt. You have to solve for the want. And this right here is the absolute key: your solution, your skill, your product that solves the need. But the decision to actually buy, the transaction itself, is almost always triggered by satisfying the want. The expert locksmith solves the need, but the performing locksmith satisfies the want for visible effort that makes the cost feel fair. So, satisfying this want means you have to do something else first. It means you have to absorb the buyer's hidden transaction costs. Let's take a look at what those are. You see, we don't just pay for things with money. We're also paying with these invisible currencies. We worry about how a purchase makes us look. We struggle to tell if an expert is actually any good. We feel the pressure to make the right choice for our family, and we're terrified of being scammed. A really successful seller makes that decision feel safe by absorbing all these costs for us. Here's a perfect example. A woman who sees herself as the savvy financial manager for her family wants a new piece of jewelry. A $200 silver piece would do the trick. That's the need. But buying something that feels cheap creates a self-perception cost. It conflicts with her identity. So what's the solution? The jeweler frames a $10,000 gold piece as a sound investment. By doing that, the jeweler absorbs her hidden cost and protects her self-image. It's brilliant. And let's go back to our locksmith. That 30-minute performance isn't just for show. It's a genius way to absorb the customer's information evaluation cost. Because, let's face it, a non-expert has no way of judging the incredible skill that goes into a 1-second solution. The performance makes the labor, and therefore the value, visible to anyone. So, here is the bottom line. Your expertise, your skill, it absolutely has value. But that value is proven after the sale is already done. To get the transaction in the first place, you have to play a different game. You have to win the game of absorbing the customer's hidden emotional and psychological costs. Now, this same exact dynamic plays out online, but it's even more complicated. For content creators, it's not just about you and the audience. It's actually a 3-player game, and that third player is the platform's algorithm. And here are the players in this little drama. There's you, the creator. You want views, followers, all that good stuff. Then there's the audience. They want maximum value in the minimum amount of time. But then there's the platform. And the platform wants one thing above all else: maximum user watch time. You cannot ignore what the platform wants. And why do they want watch time? It's simple. Platforms are advertising companies, and there's a limit to how many ads they can cram into each minute of content. So if they want to make more money, their only option is to get you to watch for more minutes. So how do these platforms predict which videos will keep people watching? Well, they use one simple, brutal test. Can your content grab a viewer and hold their attention for just 5 seconds? If you can't pass that test, the algorithm basically assumes your content isn't engaging and it gets buried. So if you want your content to get seen, you have to pay a kind of tax to the platform. And you pay that tax in the form of a killer hook. You can use a value hook, promising a clear benefit, or you can use an emotional hook, creating intense curiosity. Either way, you're serving the platform's want for a high 5-second watch rate. And this is a key insight that every single creator needs to understand today. The beginning of your video, that's not really for your audience. That's a transaction with the algorithm. It's a negotiation for visibility. And only after you've satisfied the platform and earned that distribution do you finally get the privilege of delivering real value to your audience. Okay, so we've talked about customers, we've talked about creators. How do we actually put all this together and win this hidden game? The strategy is really two-layered. First, you have to acknowledge and satisfy the gatekeeper. For a customer, that means absorbing their hidden costs. For a creator, that means giving the algorithm the hook that it wants. And only after you pass through that gate do you get the chance to do what you do best: deliver your real value and solve their real need. So that heartbreaking paradox we started with, it turns out it's not a choice between being an expert or a marketer. Success today demands that you're an expert who also understands that the marketing game, that hidden game, has to be played and won first. And that brings me to the final thought I want to leave you with. Take a hard look at your own work, your skills, your product, before you can solve your customer's big problem, or before you can give your audience the value they're looking for. What is the hidden game you need to win first? What are those invisible costs that you need to absorb so that people can finally see the incredible value you have to offer?